Hello everyone, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Interloper miniseries. So we just made our way to this house. We have no food whatsoever, and we're hoping that there is at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 edible items near. But this is the Interloper difficulty setting, so there probably won't be. I just need something to get my calorie store up a little bit, because right now I'm literally running on coffee. Coffee is what I drank to get my calories up above the starving warning. We were not actually starving, we weren't losing condition due to being starving, but we had the starving warning on the screen, and I drank coffee until it went away. That's how bad of a situation we're in right now. So if I don't find food here, which so far I've searched everything in this kitchen and there's not a single shred of anything to be found, we're gonna have to keep moving. What's unfortunate about this situation is that we were very close to being able to go to Desolation Point, but unfortunately the time of day was not quite right. And now we're looking at a situation where... Have I looked through this yet? No, I haven't. Now we're looking at a situation where it's going to be difficult to time a trip to Desolation Point because we don't have a bedroll, okay? We don't have the ability to sleep on the run. I need to be able to get all the way to Desolation Point, which means I need an entire day to get there. So, yeah, my calorie store is already almost at 250. So that warning's going to pop back up very soon. I think it pops up under 200. Oh, hey, I'm looking at a box of crackers. Okay, so that's useful. That's useful. Perfect. All right, so we're up to... We have a lot more calories on us now. That's good. Oh good, there's a summit soda as well. Alright. So now with this, I'm pretty confident that if I can get down the road and avoid wolves, I might be able to get to Desolation Point in this episode. We'll see. Ooh, wool socks. That's a nice upgrade. Okay. Another ragged wolf scarf. Don't really need those. But I will put the wool socks on. Yes, definitely. They are better than the decent sport socks I've been wearing. They're even 1% better condition. What do you know? What do you know? All right, let's look in the drawer. We also found a storm lantern in the previous episode, I believe. Or maybe the one before that. Who knows which one. Let's see, how much water do I have on me? Ooh, definitely need more water. Let's go ahead and take some out of the toilet here. Also, I think the toilet water at the main safe house that I typically use in the Against All Odds series is not fully taken yet. So that's something to remember as far as another source of potable, yummy toilet water that everyone's always so excited to see me drink. Just kidding, you're not excited at all. Or maybe you are. Who am I to put words in your mouth? All right, let's... Okay, there's nothing else in here. And I gotta keep moving. Alright, so lucky break. Now we need to have another lucky break and not have a wolf attack us while we make our way towards Desolation Point. That's not funny, game. That's not funny at all. Alright, so a wolf immediately was on us. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go up and rest. We're gonna get in bed and just rest for an hour. Let a little bit of time pass. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Cross fingers. This area has been crawling with wolves. It's been terrible. If you're just jumping into the series, go back and watch the last couple of episodes. It's been stupid. Alright. Yes, I just ran. Trying to put some distance in between me and whatever other creatures might be out here. Alright, there's one wolf by the Quonset station, but I actually don't see any in this direction, which is the way we need to go. So that's rather perfect. So it feels like 4 degrees right now, just kidding. So we don't have a lot of time. We've got 9 hours of daylight. Weather's not looking great. I'm gonna try and make a break for it here. because I think we can make the trip in this episode. I think it's going to be arduous, and we could die. But that's been every episode so far, so really status quo. Nothing really changing. It's what you've come to expect from this miniseries and from this difficulty mode, so we're just going to keep it going. And those of you who have been on my channel for a long time, you know that even when I play in Stalker mode in the Against All Odds series, of course, if you missed the announcement, Against All Odds Season 3 will be in Interloper mode, because I can't not play a series called Against All Odds in Interloper mode now that this mode exists. But, you know, when I have played in the past on Stalker mode, even then I tend to take stupid risks for the sake of... basically for the sake of entertainment. Okay, so we're going to make our way down this road again. We came down here the last episode. I kind of peeked my head into Desolation Point, hoping to find a sleeping bag, but did not find one. So now we're heading to Desolation Point, not only to forge some much-needed tools, and actually, we're going to need to pick up coal along the way, so we're going to need to be weighing ourselves down with coal. It's good that we're well rested, because we are going to get weighed down on our way.
To find someplace to escape this cold.
Yes, it's quite cold, I know. Feels like 6 degrees right now, and we are not going to be out of it for a bit. But I'm hoping that with this whole thing about how wolves are quote-unquote not as common in Interloper mode, we will not run into any wolves in the transition zone, which we've already, again, poked our head into once. And yes, I am deliberately trying not to run, so it's not helping the fact that I'm cold. If we have to stop in the basement to recover a little bit of warmth, we will. I don't want to pass too much of the time, though. We got 9 hours of daylight left, and I want to use every last one of them. All right, so we're at risk for hypothermia. All right, I'm going to hug the wall here, just in case there's a wolf to the right, because there could be. I hate that that house was burned out. All of the possible houses over there were burned out. So normally that would have been a great satellite base from which to enter Desolation Point and then return and have kind of a safe spot shallow in the zone, so to speak, to where we don't have to travel deep into Coastal Highway from Desolation Point to find shelter. But unfortunately, all those houses are burned out, so our closest safe points between zones are much farther away. It's not the most fortunate random setting. If you've never played The Long Dark before, or if you're newer to the game, you might not know this, but especially on higher difficulty levels, a lot of these houses burn out randomly. It's different every single spawn. There'll be different houses standing and different houses burned out. When all these houses were first introduced, none of them would be burned out. Every single house you could possibly find in The Long Dark, or you could possibly enter. You could enter and you could explore. And one of the reasons that they made it to where some of the houses would be burned out is that, as I'm sure you've noticed, a lot of the interiors are very similar. So you got to this point where you're just like, you're going through all these different houses and they look the same, they have a lot of the same stuff, and, you know, it got a little interesting to watch. Alright, I am going to run a little bit here because this is getting dangerous. I know I just ran past some rose hips, but at this point, I need to get out of the cold. It's unfortunate that it's windy. The wind chill is awful. It's like a 17-degree wind chill. So now I am actually running. I've been trying to conserve energy, but I need to get out of the cold as soon as possible. Please, no wolves. Not now. Here's that soundtrack again. That same piece keeps playing. Just gonna look around real quick to see if there's anything else in this area aside from the basement. There is not. Question answered. Alright, let's poke our heads in here. Feels like 51 degrees in here, so we will warm up. But there's nowhere to rest. So we got 8 hours of daylight left. Let's pass the time. I've got 250 calories burned. Or 250 calories that I would burn if I pass the time for 2 hours. Let's just pass the time for 1. Because we actually don't have a lot of calories left. Okay, so there we go. Unfortunately, our calorie store is already back down to 400. That's how crazy this mode is. It doesn't help that we did all that running. Alright, it's a little warmer now. It's also not windy or snowy, so that's at least a little bit of good news. We also, again, I've mentioned this a few times now, and you saw it if you've been watching the whole series. We were able to pick up a, we're able to pick up one of these. Yes, lantern. So we have a lantern which we can travel through the mines with, which can help us not only traverse the mines, but also find coal. And we're going to need lots and 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 lots of coal in order to accomplish all of our objectives here. Okay, wait, here's a cave. And a deer. But it looks like there's stuff inside the cave. How much meat is on the deer? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this meat. It's worth it. That's definitely worth it. I can cook that meat on the fly. 2.2 pounds harvested, and there's a backpack in here which will hopefully have something in it.
I'll take it.
Okay. A guide to field dressing your kill. That's not bad. Alright, cedar firewood. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and just start a fire right... Oh, maybe not right there. I'm going to put it a little farther away from us. There we go. We're going to start a fire right here. We're going to light a stick on fire, as per our usual technique. That's what we've been doing. And then we'll put that cedar firewood on there, and then we'll cook the deer meat, because I need to eat, and that deer meat is definitely going to help. Yeah, come on, fire. Don't let me down. I hope my fire starting skill goes up soon. That would be helpful. That's a happy noise. That's what I like to hear. Very good. Alright, let's add that cedar firewood. We're going to cook this moldy venison, because that sounds nice and appetizing, right? Moldy venison. Got some fresh venison now. 800 calories. Bring it. And if we drink all that water, how much are we going to have left? 0.6 gallons? That's fine. I'm actually going to stay with that. I'm not going to get any more right now. Let's take a peek a little bit further back in here and see if maybe there's food anywhere else. No, there's not, which is fine. Okay, and now let's keep moving. I believe I saw another house in this direction. So far no wolves, which is quite nice. This house does not have a basement, never does. But it might have a box in front of it with some stuff in it. Yep. Well, I don't know that the box will have stuff in it. Of course it doesn't. But at least there was a box. I was right about something. And there will also be a truck right around this corner. Actually, come to think of it, I look forward in the future to the car and vehicle spawnings being a little bit more random as well. Because think of how confidently I just said, oh yeah, there's going to be a truck. Think of how interesting it is that I know for absolute certain with no question that there are going to be vehicles in the places where there are always vehicles. If there's randomness to how the houses burn out, maybe there'd be randomness to how the vehicles appear. You can't necessarily rely on vehicles always being in the same place. That would be a nice survival element to add. All right, we have arrived at the mine. Oh, look, there's some reishi mushrooms. I have learned my lesson, and I will now harvest these. Every reishi mushroom not only helps you with healing, but it also is 100 calories when you drink the tea. All right. So we are once again in a creepy mine. Gonna look around and see if there's anything to pick up. Now let's see what we're carrying. 59. Ooh, we're carrying a lot. Is there anything I can drop? Yeah, I can drop these ski gloves. Yeah, hang on. We need to do a few things here. We're going to harvest this. We're quickly recovering temperature, which is nice. Harvesting this stuff because we need to have as much room to carry things as possible. And what I may do is just set some stuff down right here. Right here. And come back for it later. For instance, I don't really need a frontier shooting guide at the moment. Frozen Angler, I need to research those when I get the chance. I have several books on me that I need to research. Frankly, I'm kind of tempted to put those down because I don't feel like that's going to be a priority for me right now. But these whetstones as well, I'm going to drop because I don't need them. I've got extra sewing kits. I'll drop one of them. I've got an extra can opener. I'll drop the one that is in... I'll drop the one that's in lower condition. And then, let's see... I can go ahead and drink some water. It's not going to free up much weight, but it'll do something. Alright, and then... Oh, also we have these socks, which I'm no longer wearing, obviously. Calorie store is already back down to 800, but we got those reishi mushrooms, so that'll help. And then, of course... yeah, we're carrying some firewood. That I don't want to get rid of because you never know where we could potentially use it. So yeah, we're gonna... That's what we're gonna leave, and we're gonna just roll with the rest. Here we go. Time to light our lantern. Creepy music begins. Interesting, so now when you look down, your perspective on the lantern is maintained on account of the first-person presence effects that they added. I like it. This is the first time I've actually wielded a lantern since first-person presence was added to the game. Coal. Oh good, they fixed it to where stuff gets picked up rapidly again. There's 3 pieces of coal. So when you're looking for coal, FYI, I've had some people ask, how can you see it? How do you know? It's actually a slightly different color. Your monitor might not always pick up on it very well, but I just... At a certain point, you get the ability, and I mean in series that I've recorded and just playthroughs that I've done outside of YouTube, I've definitely missed coal, but like you will catch most of it if you just look for the slight color difference. It's not gray, it's a little bit browner. I'm also going to try and maintain a little bit of momentum. No, I don't want to break down that. Don't want to break that down, rather. I'm going to maintain a little bit of momentum in here because this lantern does not have infinite fuel, unfortunately. Alright, so here's a dead guy. There's almost always a dead guy with a pry bar here. There might be something on him, there might not. The creepy music doesn't mean anything, I promise. Nothing's gonna jump out at us. And you're thinking, Hadrian, you've never been here in Interloper mode. How do you know? I'm reasonably certain. Getting pretty hungry. We need all the coal in the world. If you don't know why, oh, trust me, you'll find out. You will see why. You will have no question in your mind as to why we have all this coal.
Pack is getting kind of heavy.
I know. Oh, there's one back there. Alright, more momentum. That's more with an OAR. If somebody told you before you came here that I wasn't a nerd, they lied. I'm just telling you right now. Alright, let's go ahead and put this thing away. Don't need it. Don't want to waste any more fuel. There's a book. We will definitely pick that up. That's a little bit of extra weight. Can't necessarily afford it. Lots of extra pry bars, should we need them, but I don't think we do. A hook I will take. Okay, here we are. We have arrived in Desolation Point. Believe it or not, we're here, and the weather's crappy. Big surprise. So we are really, really weighed down. This is going to be challenging, because it's pretty cold. It's not horrifyingly cold, but we don't have anything to eat. If there's nothing to eat in the places that we arrive at, we are going to be in just as much of a pickle as we've been in every single episode of this series so far. Oh look, old man's beard. I think I should probably grab this stuff. What do you think? Can I reach it? Yes, I can. 4 hours daylight left. There's a truck down here. I am gonna pop into this truck, and then I'm probably gonna swing back up that way. Kind of following a roundabout path, but it's worth it. Nothing in the truck, anything in the bed of the truck, cured leather, but I don't really need cured leather. Yeah, so I'm going to swing back up here. Almost down to 500 calories in our store. We do have some reishi mushrooms, so we're not completely out of luck. The wind is blowing in our face, so it's slowing us down, in addition to the fact that we're encumbered and walking uphill. Sorry. Oh man, when that rock right there in the center of the screen came around the corner, like the very tip of it looked like a bear coming around the corner. I was like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I've never seen a bear here. Alright. Ooh, wow. Feels like 30 degrees when we're protected from the wind. That's how much of a wind chill we've got right now, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some rose hips, which I could harvest, but I'm not going to. One of the reasons I want to walk up this way is there is usually, not always, but usually a deer carcass up here. I've seen it on multiple playthroughs. Okay, now that I've said that, there's no carcass. But there's also the church, which is the other reason I wanted to walk this way. Because it's a loot location where there tends to be some pretty useful items. Okay, good. More reishi mushrooms. Now I have 600 calories worth of the stuff. That's a step in the right direction. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'm gonna go this way. There is a mine entrance, and I'm gonna go in there. Ooh. That was lucky. Because that was definitely a wolf. Alright, let's, we're in the abandoned mine again. This is an area I haven't explored as much in my time with the Long Dark. Not used to seeing a wolf that close to the church. Alright, oh, I remember where this goes. This leads to the other side of the zone. Yes, it does. Okay. Tell you what, I will go ahead and cut this episode here. In the next episode, we're going to try and sneak back out in front of that wolf. because hopefully with him being gone, yeah, we've got a blizzard now, so we've got to move quickly. But hopefully we can avoid the wolf in the next episode and then get to the lighthouse where we will hopefully be able to find some food. But one thing I might do right now is actually start a fire. Can I start a fire in this barrel? Is this a fire starting barrel? Maybe, maybe, maybe? No, it's not. Is this one? Maybe? No. Okay. But yeah, I need to get some additional calories in me, definitely. And I have 600 calories worth of reishi mushrooms to eat. But we are going to try and sneak by that wolf, because we need to get further into Desolation Point. But we'll save that again for the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I upload new episodes in the Interloper miniseries? Yeah, that's what we're playing. I upload new episodes of the Interloper miniseries every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT -4 for those of you not in the States. Of course, right now it's actually not every day. It's every other day because the channel is on half schedule. But normally in any of my time slots, whether I was doing a miniseries at 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. like this one, or one of my standard series at noon or 6, it would be daily content on the channel. That's fairly normal. So again, thanks very much for watching. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next episode.